Dave Lucas reporting from the newsroom, and we want to take you to the west front of the Capitol building where a small helicopter has landed, apparently safely. What we are told from Capitol Police is there has been an arrest underway. Obviously, this is not the sort of thing that you expect to happen at any time, but that's apparently what's going on. Now, there are reports coming from the west coast of Florida that someone living in the Tampa Bay area perhaps had plans to try and bring a small helicopter, a single-place helicopter, as this is being described, and using it as some sort of a protest on the Capitol, and don't want to imply any more than that. These are the reports that we have, and this is what we can see. And in this picture, you can see behind that tree the rotor of the helicopter, and unfortunately not a great deal more than that. But that is what we are looking at right now, and it wasn't long ago that that rotor was actually spinning. You can see it rotating a little bit there in the breeze. It is described as a single-place helicopter. Some people are calling it a gyrocopter, which is a similar thing, and would lend a little credence to the fact that you could land such a thing like this. But there are any number of questions raised by this, not the least of which is this device was flying in what is tightly restricted airspace. It would ordinarily trigger an alert from Joint Base Andrews when the squadron of D.C. Air National Guard F-16s, which stand by out there to be called out just in cases like this, when planes violate that restricted airspace, they very often, it turns out that last year alone they had about 5,000 of these calls, which they were sent either to ready, which means there's a pilot sitting in the thing, the engine's turned on, they're ready to go, or they actually taxied out to the end of the runway, getting ready to launch before they took off. But no indication that such an alert was ever triggered here, and if in fact it was, this device managed to fly below it and get there on the west front of the Capitol. Just keep getting handed some more information. Senate Sergeant at Arms is saying First Street between Independence Avenue Southwest and Constitution Avenue Northwest has been closed because of what is being described as police activity. Also, the west front of the Capitol closed until further notice for the same police activity, and, well, we can see the police activity and the reason for it right there. WTOP is reporting Capitol Police arrested a person who landed the small aircraft on the west lawn. Again, these are all confirmations of what we have been able to report to you and what we can see with our own eyes. The question is, first of all, who is it that was piloting that helicopter? Secondly, how did it manage to evade what is supposed to be tightly restricted and tightly controlled airspace? Managed to get this thing down on the ground right there, making a protest, whatever. This is a huge security breach. It is another issue that will trigger significant questions, accusations, and recriminations, you have to think, because this is just not supposed to happen, and yet there it is. We can see it on the ground, and apparently it has happened right now. This is a situation that we're following very closely for you. As we get more information, we will bring it to you. Again, significant closures now up on Capitol Hill. First Street between Independence Avenue Southwest and Constitution Avenue Northwest closed because of police activity. The west front of the Capitol is also closed until further notice. All of this because a small helicopter has landed there on the west front. You can see it behind that tree in this shot. We'll get more for you, and when we do, we'll be right back with that. In the meantime, Dave Lucas reporting back to regular programming.